Hello and welcome to today's daily devotion. I'm reading to you from the Old Testament, the book of Exodus, the 3rd chapter, starting in verse 1 and reading through verse 3. Moses was keeping the flock of his father-in-law Jethro, the priest of Midian. He led his flock beyond the wilderness and came to Horeb, the mountain of God. There the angel of the Lord appeared to him in a flame of fire out of a bush. Moses looked, and the bush was blazing, yet it was not consumed. Here we are being introduced to the face-to-face encounter between Moses and God through the episode known as the burning bush. Have you ever seen a fire that burns, but yet what is burning is not consumed? I sure haven't. And so when Moses sees this, he sees this bush on fire, but the bush isn't being burned up. Moses needs to go and figure out what's going on. It's weird. It's unusual. How many times do we have weird and unusual things happen to us and we choose to ignore them? We fail to investigate. We call it off as, oh, my eyes were fooling me, or some other justification to say, well, normal has to be normal, and we can't accept anything that's not normal, abnormal. But yet God comes to us in the midst of our normals, in the midst of our ordinaries, and God does the extraordinary. And we need to be aware of those times and places when it just might be the voice of God calling to us out of our normality to experience God's supernormal. Supernormal is above normal. It is more normal than normal itself. And when God is involved, we should learn to expect and to anticipate anything. After all, this is the same God who used Moses to rescue the people out of their slavery in Egypt and brought them to the holy mountain where they had a covenant with God. This is the same God who came to earth as a baby born in a manger. And this is the same God who, that same Jesus, willingly gave up his life for our sins, only to rise again so that we would know the power that God has over death and sin. My friend, that is extraordinary. That is supernormal, what God has done. And yet we can see it face to face if only we'll pay attention. I hope you will today. And I'll see you tomorrow for another daily devotion.